What's up, guys? It's Cameron, and today we are going to be playing a rapid game for YouTube. Today we're playing on the Chessnut Pro, which I have long said is my absolute favorite board to play on. There's just something about playing on a tournament-sized board. Immediately I'm being thrown into an opening that I'm not quite familiar with. Something tells me I can just push d4 here. d4 he cannot take, and I get to gain some space in the center. I can play c5 or even e5 to protect that pawn, and it makes it harder for him to develop his knight to the natural square of c3. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a rapid game, trying to commentate that at the same time. Wow, very interesting opening from my opponent. He has already pushed that pawn again, and I think I'm just going to get developed with a move like knight f6. I might even look to just play e6 and go after that pawn. Okay, queen steps out. This is probably the purpose of the opening, is to be able to win that pawn back quite easily. And now he takes with the queen, which is really interesting because if I take this trade, who is better? I mean, technically white would be better here, so I don't really like trading. I'm just trying to think of, what do I do otherwise? Now, I could play e6 instead of taking right away. I could just play somewhat of a developing move. I think now if I'm going to take. The reason I'm taking is because if I were to allow him to take me on d8, then I lose my right to castle, which is quite annoying. Obviously, he's got to take back with the knight. And now I'm going to play e6, going after that pawn. I imagine he's going to play b4, and I will respond with a5, going after, defending that way. Very interesting. I can add another attacker and develop at the same time. And yep, there's that move. Honestly, I'm thinking about playing b6. b6, pawn takes. Or maybe I just bring the dark square bishop out. You know what? Actually, I'm going to fianchetto the dark square bishop. The way this game has, transpired already, I just want to get developed. I like my dark square bishop on this diagonal. I think. I don't know for certain. But for now, we're going to get the king to safety. And it's a pretty even game. I would guess white may have a slight advantage here, just based on having two pawns in the center to my one. They're more developed than I am. And I'd like to get this light square bishop off the back rank. I am going to play b6 here. The idea being I can try and break up this pawn chain in the center. Really, I would like to move my f pawn, f5, f4, but that's not quite working. Okay, he jumps the knight over, which actually doesn't bother me too much. I'm actually going to... should I take? I think I am going to take on c5. See how they take back. Probably one of the knights. Whoa, knight jumps in. It's a very curious move. Something tells me that that's not quite right. I'm going to pause here and calculate. I'd really like to be able to push c4, but that's not working because that square is not defended by anything other than, well, it's not defended by anything. Now, I could take this pawn. I think I am going to take the pawn. I'm going to take the pawn here. He probably takes back with the knight, would be my guess. But I'm not certain on that. And then I'm going to bring my rook to the d file and go after this knight. And it's one of the only open files. It's the only open file. We've got one other half open file. And I think I'm going to start by attacking the light square bishop with tempo. Actually, maybe I'll slide my rook over first. I'm just calculating to make sure I'm not missing anything crazy here. I'm going to go after this. I'll be curious if he takes my light square bishop, then he'll have the bishop pair. But, okay, so he takes this pawn. But I'm pretty sure that is a mistake. Because I have this move. He can give a check, which is fine. But giving the check doesn't really do a whole lot. He can take my light square bishop, but it's defended twice. And I just have to avoid any forks with my rook. Oh, so he does take with the rook. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take here. I didn't see that, so that's not great. See where he's going to put his king. Steps up. I'm actually going to threaten a discovery and also pick up his knight. His knight is undefended on d8. Already very tactically complicated. Okay, so he plays there. Okay, but I still think I can pick a piece up with the discovered check. I'm pretty sure I can just take this piece. And I always have the escape square. My light square bishop is still protecting. You know what? I could have won. I think I could have won the knight back, but it's okay for now, actually. I think I'm going to return my knight to a safe square. How much time? If I look to my left here, it's because I'm looking at the clock. I'm way down on time. My opponent is up how much material? I don't really know. Let's do a material count. Okay, so he slides over. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think I can win a knight. I wonder if there's any mating patterns here. Is there anything better than just winning this knight? Because then I have 2 pieces for a rook. Oh, and I have my dark square bishop. What am I even saying? Yeah, I think we just go check here. I probably should have played this on the first move. My opponent putting himself back into that pin didn't make any sense at all. I didn't realize that my king was also attacking this knight, so I can firmly pick up the knight and should be in pretty good shape for this endgame. Because I'm going to take here. Oh, he takes the pawn, interestingly enough. And we're going to give a check. I'm pretty sure we're going to give a check next. See where he wants to put that queen, or king, sorry. He steps back. All right, let's see what to do. I'm thinking about taking the pawn on b2. Bishop takes b2, rook b1. I can give a check. Yeah, I think I'm going to take here. Now, he does have knight c7. Okay, this is what I thought, though. First, I'm going to give the check, like I was saying. And I don't know where he's going to go. Because if he steps to d1, he's getting forked. If he steps to f1, he's getting forked. So d1... Now we have to be careful because that light square bishop is not defended. But if I give check, he can't step towards my knight. He steps here. And I can play rook c8. Or should I take the knight first? Or, if I slide the rook over, check. I'm looking to see if I had a mate at all. But if I take that knight, he takes the bishop right away. I do have, fortunately for me, okay, I'm going to slide over, and the reason I'm going to allow him to get out of that fork is because I have bishop d3 check, and I can still win in exchange and keep everything pretty well defended. And the nice thing is he doesn't have knight d7 anymore. Sorry, knight c7 forking my pieces. Let's check time. I've still got plenty of time. 8 minutes is plenty of time to calculate here. I think I'm firmly winning. We just have to make sure we keep it clean. Keep it clean for the win. Now, what is my opponent going to do here? It's getting pretty close to a mate. All my pieces are super active. His rooks are pretty passive. Okay, so he steps the rook up this way. Honestly, I didn't really expect that. I'm going to pause and see if I have any sort of mating net here. Okay, well, I could take his rook. He takes my... Oh, no. What am I doing? What am I saying? Because I can just win this exchange. Let's go like this. I am going to play... check this direction. I may have had a mate there. We'll analyze this after the game. So he steps here. And I think I'm just going to win the rook. Outright. My cat feeders are going off, if you can hear that. And I just got to not fall victim to my own mate. I've got enough pieces on the board, though, that I think we can avoid it. Rook slides here. I am going to attack the knight. See where he's going to put that. I don't hate trading down in this current state because my opponent just does not have that many pieces. Maybe I'll give a check first. Don't know where he's going to go. Here. Yeah, I think I am just going to trade. Takes here. I will defend the pawn. And then we're just going to start coordinating our pieces, getting my oh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to trade off here. I'm going to give the check. Either way, it's going to be extremely difficult for my opponent to win this game. was looking to see if I had any cheeky moves, but I'll trade off the rooks. That's their most dangerous piece. Sure, he takes back with the king. And we're going to start making a passer of my own. Oops, steps out of the way. We'll give this check. Oh, he can fork me here, actually. That's not the best. Yeah, could have been better. Oh, I can actually defend everything if I play here. Everything defends itself. Yep. And we're going to start stepping the king up. I don't really know if my opponent has many squares to go to, because I'm going to be breaking in here. And he just doesn't have that many moves. Okay, he's advancing that pawn. I'm going to go after his pawns. He actually, like, his king is stuck. Like, he basically put his king into a little hole that he has to either step back to e3 or c3. I don't really understand. But we're going to make sure we don't stalemate this game. Make sure they have a pawn moves. I probably have a mate somewhere in here, but I'm just going to go with the easiest way, which is clean up some pawns, promote something, and move on with my day. So we'll step here. Everything's defended. Everything's very well defended. Steps up here. I can give the check. And I can go right back to defending my bishop. Actually, that's defended quite well also. So maybe we will step back this way. My opponent's really fighting this one out. I definitely commend him for it, but I think it's definitely over. Like I was saying in the beginning of this game, I am playing on the Chessnut Pro. This is an electronic chessboard. When I make a move, it translates into the app to my chess.com game, and when my opponent makes a move, there's an LED on the board that I see to make my opponent's move. Okay, he is going after my pawn, which is fine. We just have to make sure that, we don't, don't have a situation where he gets to promote. So we should be quite careful here. Maybe we will... what if we give this check? Steps down. So now my light square bishop is defended. I'm going to take this pawn. He steps down. We're going to defend the pawn and win his pawn. Steps over here. We're taking here. Okay, now we got to make sure we don't stalemate because there's a lot of pieces on the board. We're going to make sure that we create my queen and don't blow this game. So, okay, he has a square to move to. He takes here. He can take all he wants. I'm just going to keep pieces on the board. Let's not get crazy. We'll move here. How much time do I have? 6 minutes. No stalemates in this game. Let's make sure they have a move. Always make sure the king has a move. He's going to keep stepping this way. I'm going to go for a promotion. And my opponent resigns. All right, we're going to wrap this up on the computer to analyze this game. Thanks for sticking around. Stick around for the analysis, okay? All right, we're going to record this analysis. I did already take a look at the game to kind of facilitate my discussion of the game. And I'm actually very surprised at some tactics that happened in the middle game where I thought I was way worse while I was there. And looking at it back, it's very surprising to see I actually was doing okay. So we'll take a look at this. We're going to go through move by move. Before I get there, I was saying it at the beginning of my video, and then I got sidetracked by this Gambit line that I wasn't familiar with. But just want to give a shout out to Chessnut. They sponsor my YouTube channel and my Twitch stream. I was playing on the Chessnut Pro, and I didn't get to it, but if you weren't already aware, that's an electronic chessboard. When I make the moves, it translates to the game online. And when my opponent makes a move, there was a little LED on the board so that I knew where they moved, and I was moving it along. So if you like that and you're interested in checking out Chessnut boards, use coupon code Cameron. It'll get you 2% higher discount than Chessnut's standard discount, whatever promotions they're running. Usually it's 10%, so Cameron will give you 12. But if there's some sort of holiday promotion going on, like Easter recently was 15%, Cameron gives you 17%. But anyways, let's jump into this analysis. This is the Reti opening. I responded D5, which is book, and this is a Gambit line, the Reti Gambit, which I didn't recognize, which is what caught me off guard in the beginning of the video. In looking at this, the most popular response from masters in this position is C4. What I played C5. What I played D4 is actually like fourth best, according to masters. Then he pushes, and after my knight development, which is a mistake, we've lost book. This is a mistake because automatically I could have defended my pawn here and not allowed the tactic which occurred in the game, which is the queen check, winning the pawn back. If I go back to the analysis here and I flip on the eval bar slightly in favor of black, the way I played it, though, unfortunately, I just kind of was short-sighted. 3 moves into the opening, I'm already losing a pawn. So from here, taking was the best move. I played E6. Engine says that this is, what is that, an inaccuracy? I think that symbol is inaccuracy. Single question mark is a mistake. I liked this because it allowed me to pressure here. I'm guessing the engine probably wants to see, I don't know, bishop G4 here. Let's see. If I turn the analysis on, bishop G4, also in inaccuracy, it just wants E5, which, yeah, I probably was never going to play E5 after already moving E6. Instead, he moves back, defending the pawn. I played knight BD7, adding an attacker. D4, obviously defending. I played G6, which is fine. Fianchetto, give me an inaccuracy there. You can see the evaluation bar. This is showing still in favor of white. They're up a pawn. They have 2 pawns in the center to my 1. It definitely makes sense to me why white would have the advantage here. This seems pretty natural to me. I guess maybe moving the dark square bishop out somewhere probably would have been better. Or E4, it says, just taking up space since that square is covered by the knight. I castled. I mean, yeah, the chess.com is going to give a bunch of inaccuracies here. But okay, so this is where white's first mistake happened, because I was able to essentially win the pawn back without any problems. Now here, what I played in the game, I believe, was rook d8. it was rook d8. I think the better move here is actually knight e5, defending this pawn. I didn't really see that that pawn was hanging while I was in the middle of this game. I played rook d8 in about, what, less than a minute. Knight takes, and this is where, so in the game, when I played knight c5, this was my move, which chess.com gives me a brilliancy. I'm shocked by it because I thought for sure after he played knight takes d8, I was like, wow, I royally screwed this up. Because after I take back with check, his best move is king e2, which is what he played. He is up a piece in this position, but -3 on the evaluation, which is kind of insane. If I showed anybody this position, they probably would think this has got to be better for white, because the tactics are not super clear here. The thing is, bishop bishop a6 is what I played and is natural, right? Create this skewer for a discovered check. It makes a lot of sense. Knight 8 takes f7 is the best move. That's what my opponent played. They have to, because otherwise they're just losing the knight, and the knights get to get connected. But even still here, my opponent's up 4 points in material. They are clean up in exchange, plus 2 pawns. It's -3 for white, or in favor of black. Now, I played knight takes c1, which is the best move, with the discovered check. King f3 is the best move here. Bishop e2 is actually bishop e2 check. Oh, bishop e2 check. Oh, down this way. In the game, my opponent played here, and obviously I've got to redefend my knight. And the reason that, even though my opponent's still up in material, let's say, well, no matter what, even though these are defending each other, this rook or this knight is trapped. It has nowhere to go. Is really the reason. Because let's say my opponent plays f3. Oh, wait, no, f3 is the best move. Knight e8 actually is the best move, or just bishop f8. Bishop f8, because where does this knight go? I guess it could go here, but once it runs, then he's losing this knight. And that's not even the best move either. Knight e4 check is the best. Take, and then take here. And this is still much better for black. The way the game went, I felt like I had the initiative here. After this takes, king d2. Knight d3 is not even the best move, which is kind of nuts. Knight e4 check is the best move. King takes c1. Rook c8 check. King d1. Bishop takes b2. Oh my gosh. That's kind of nuts. I mean, that's a crazy sideline too. What did I play? Well, defending my knight is an inaccuracy, but I'm still much better. It's just a crazy position where I'm down so much material, yet black is way better. And it's because I have this discovered check. And even after this, it's not done. I mean, if we follow the engine line, d1, and then we have what? Bishop takes b2. Even if rook slides here, we have knight takes f2, check. Knight takes f2, check. King d2. It's just bishop c3 check. What an absolute mess. King c2 or king c1, and yeah, it's bishop f6 check, just way back here, and then we're gonna pick this up eventually after we just wreaked havoc on white's side. So I kind of got off on a tangent there on some sidelines, but everything after this is pretty much like self-explanatory in my opinion. Even here, I'm only up 1 point in material, but I have so many more pieces. It just felt like my opponent really had no chance. After the fork, even sliding the rook, like I said, I don't have to take yet. discover check, win the rook outright, and everything from here was just a cleanup job. I don't think there was anything I did that would have severely costed me the game. Thanks to my opponent, it was a super fun game. Really, like, well, I learned a new opening. It was an enlightening middle game. A lot of interesting tactics after knight c5 being brilliant. And this takes sending the opponent straight to an L because of this taking with check. Even after here, bishop a6, I can still defend it and threaten this. Now, even if, I guess this is still better because even if he tries to get out of the way, I have like oh, it's not a discover check anymore. Whoops. I have this. No, I have what? Bishop f8. Oh, that knight is still, this knight is still trapped. That is just kind of a crazy, crazy position. And there's nothing he can do. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Rook d1. Knight takes f2. Knight takes f2. Damn. Just again, because we don't have to take here yet. Knight b4. Rook d8. Knight takes. Rook takes with check. King e1. Knight takes d1 check. Wait. No, knight takes d1. Can't take back. Yeah, this is just so messy. All right, I mean, I learned a new opening, played a solid middle game. Very interesting game. If you have any questions about this game or the board, let me know. Leave me a comment. I hope to play more games like this. It's super fun playing on the Chessnut Pro. Again, use coupon code Cameron. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to keep supporting me. And until the next video, take care, guys. Thanks.